Mr. and Mrs. America, all the ships at sea. Thanks for listening to Colony Confidential. I had a question. Are you ready for spring? I figured today I'm a day closer to spring. Let's get you up to speed with Q&A and stick around for our upcoming HR series. Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Guess who? It's Ed Sheehan for Colony Confidential. And look who I brought with me today.
The brains of the operation.
Yeah, all right, fine. You know, you got to humor the kids. To get, you know what? He throws a hissy fit. So, what's new with you, buddy?
Company meeting early tomorrow morning.
I took a wonderful walk today, as I do almost every day with my dog, Lily Kardashian. Why does she have that name, you might say? She's got a small head and a big butt. Do the math. Anyhow.
I gave Lily
That's
that
right,
name.
Joseph came up with the
Give me
name.
some credit, bro.
Anyhow, you know, it's spring, and or it's spring-like, and I've been doing work in the yard.
It's actually technically
And
spring.
if Dr. J is looking at this, I'm not lifting the heavy stuff. I got the mulch onto a wagon, brought it to the back, slashed it with a razor, and dug it out because the thing weighed like 80 pounds. I know, 30 pounds, nothing heavier. I'm trying to be a good boy. Hey, when are we going to the Macanudo Club with Francesca and my friend Danny Perla?
Well, I don't know who Francesca is.
What's the guy's name?
It's not Francesca. You could actually read it right off of the thing here. Yeah. What's his name?
I can't see. Gotta give
Chesco.
Francesco. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he's a man. O. I told you this last time. O is masculine.
Yeah.
A is
My
feminine.
apologies. I'm sorry. You know, I'm getting older. But I have been since the day I was born.
Exactly.
Okay. Anyhow, yeah, we got to hook up something at the Macanudo Club. I think maybe in June. What do you think? What's June look like?
June? Who knows? We'll figure it out. June will work.
That's my 6-month anniversary. According to my
a good
my
time.
medical advisors, I should be back to the way I was, only better, before January 14, 2019. That was the day I went in for the operation. Anyway, which was a good move. You know, one of the better moves I've made. Anyway, I hope everybody's been okay. Tonight, we're going to answer some questions.
And what?
I don't know. We're going to have a good time like we always do. Fun and knowledge.
Here's a call that came in. I got my apartment treated for roaches, and now it seems like there's more than before. Should I spray? Should I call the exterminator back because I just don't know what to do? I tried to get rid of them, and now there's more. WTF. You know what WTF stands for?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Listen, here's the problem that I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure what it is. The exterminator came to your house, and I'm assuming he killed quite a few roaches. But let's say he did a fantastic job, and it was 100 roaches, and he killed 90 of those roaches. And he said he'd come back in a month. What happens in that month? Let's say 5 of the 10 that are left are females. Each one of them probably going to give birth to 40 kids in a month. So if you've had an appreciative number of roaches on the first visit, if I was your exterminator, I'd tell you I'd be back in a week.
What should you do? It depends on the time limit. Like if it was a day ago, you got to remember that most of the chemicals used are residuals and last for up to 30 days or longer, depending on what chemicals they use. So you would need to, I would certainly, if you paid for a service and you're not happy with the service, yes, you should call the exterminating company and see what they say, because they'll look at the chemicals that they used and they'll be able to tell you exactly what they used. If it's, I imagine that they used a residual. I would also question if your roach issue was that bad. Did they give you a preparation sheet that told you how to prepare for the treatment? For example, your kitchens and your bathrooms. Normally, we would ask you to empty out all of your cabinets so that we can get into everything. We're not going to spray. We would use a gel, and if that's the case, the gel does take longer to work because they got to eat it. So that's where you become like a caterer, and you put the gel out where you think the roaches are going to be. I think you should call the exterminating company and see if they're a reputable company. They'll certainly make right by you and do whatever you need to do. I would not do anything yourself, because if they did use the gel, whatever you do may contaminate it. You paid for a professional. Call them back. Let them come in and help you, right?
Absolutely.
All right. We got another question over here.
I want to touch on what Joey just talked about. If you are a person in need of some roach service, call a reputable exterminator. What is a reputable exterminator? He's a guy that's insured. He's also licensed by the state of New York Department of Environmental Conservation. He also
Or whatever
has
state you're in.
okay, and he also has
Well,
several.
we're global. We're global.
We're
You have to-
global.
you can't just say the state of New York. We're bigger than New York.
We're bigger than New York.
We are. Though.
Anyway, if he is certified by that state, there's different categories. So if you are a bar owner in New York City and you hire an exterminator and you look, he's certified, but he's only certified in 7A, he really can't treat your bar. He's got to have 7F. That's a food processing certification. That goes any place that has food, processes food, stores food, manufactures, whatever. So you really got to take a look on who you're hiring.
What he's saying is that for each, you need to vet them better. And now that I'm licensed in like 5 states, every state does have the ones that I'm in, D.C., Maryland.
I thought we're in.
Do you have a license in those?
No, but I'm in.
I'm talking about colony pest
I'm
management.
piggybacking on you. I'm piggybacking on you, man.
All right, pigging
you
back on
you
me.
piggybacked on me long enough.
Oh, here we go. And it all comes out, ladies and gentlemen. But what he's saying is for there's like a general, in almost every state, there's some type of general pest certification that allows you to treat someone's homes for general pests, not termites, not wood-destroying organisms or insects, but for roaches, rats, mice, and ants. This is the time of year for ants. This is like a phone call that you probably get every year if you're in pest management. I get ants every year. How can I eliminate them forever?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
All right. So what can you do? You got to get with it like any outside insect, which I consider them to be. Dampness, moisture is a problem. You got to dry it up.
That goes into looking for conducive conditions and figuring out why you have the ants. If you're in a big rural area, but even in New York, like Long Island, your property is 60 by 100. You're relatively close to your neighbors, so you could eliminate the ants from your home. Probably, depending on the type of ant, you're probably going to need more than one treatment to get rid of the whole colony. And the colony, you might have like, a tertiary or whatever. You might have the Z colony and the alpha colonies in your neighbor's backyard. So you got to get you have to kill Z through A for them to never come back to your house. And it's all about, and in Brooklyn, in the 5 boroughs, you're so on top of each other. Like, people ask me why we don't treat for mosquitoes in Brooklyn. You're so close to your neighbors. You literally would need an entire block to do the treatment. And then the people at the ends of those blocks would potentially be susceptible to the other people. And realistically, in Brooklyn, your backyard is here, and then the person on the other street's backyard is here. So to get rid of your mosquitoes, you would also need to do that side too. It's tough. You can get some reprieve, but for them coming back and to eliminate them permanently would take a lot and a concerted effort from a community, I think, depending on where you live. If you live on a farm or you have like acres of land, absolutely. You could get rid of them, eliminate them long term. It would take a few treatments. It might take a couple of seasons. So,
but there's other things you can do no matter how close you are to your neighbor. Over the years, what I noticed, garbage cans, you always find some stagnant water in the garbage cans, and what we recommend there, drill holes in the garbage can, 5 or 6 holes.
Well, that's
so
for
that the moisture
mosquitoes you're
drops
talking
up.
about, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
I was still talking about ants. I was just using mosquitoes as an example,
okay.
the same type of example. But that's good. That's
very
true.
The other thing too is what I find. We have a lot of gutters, and if you climb up in those gutters, they have an awful lot of silt and moisture up there, leaves, stuff like that.
You gotta
Mosquitoes.
You gotta clean your gutter, Eddie. I need my gutters clean.
As my mother used to say, rest in peace. You better get over here, Eddie. I'll be drowned. I'll be drowned with the water if you don't clean the gutters out.
So in a snowstorm of 1997 or 6, maybe 95, it was like a ridiculous.
Time out. I had been there 2 days before this snowstorm.
Right, even better.
And cleaned out the drain. There was like a few things up there. Now,
there was a few things up there when you went 2 days before I went.
Yes.
So now there's 18 inches of snow on the ground, and my father says, your grandmother wants you to go clean the gutters. I'm
Previous to that, she told me, if you don't come, Eddie, I'll probably be dead. I go, all right, I know. Take you to McManus's in a blue dress. Don't worry. I'm not coming over. I cleaned it last night. Oh, Jesus.
So
then I felt guilty, and I called,
I shoveled all the snow at my mother's house, and we were all sitting there, and we were all figuring out how to tell my grandmother no. And I don't remember who said it. They were like, tell her that you can't drive anywhere. Tell her that the streets are closed
Not
down.
good enough.
So I said, "Oh, Grandma, the streets are closed down. I don't think I can't walk there. You're far, whatever." And she's like, "Well, Joseph, I checked, and the buses are running. You don't have to come right now, but get on the bus, and when you get here, I'll have some food for you." I was like, "Damn." So then my mother's like, "How are you gonna the gutters are filled with snow? How are you gonna get the stuff out of the gutters?" I was like, "That's good. I'm calling right now, Grandma." The gutters are filled with snow. How are we going to get them out? Well, Joseph, I'm boiling water now. I'll see you in a little while. So I risked my life, and I drove to my grandmother's house with the twins, who actually work for Colony right now, Mike and Joe. I'll never forget it because they were like, "Bro, your grandmother's crazy." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "But here's what we're going to do to get out of here quick." They were like, "What?" I said, "I'm just going to park the car in the middle of the street so that people start honking until we move, and then she'll just be like, all right, go, 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 go." She was not fazed by the people honking. And then, so I was like, whatever. One of the twins was like holding my leg while I was hanging off of the friggin' thing in the snowstorm to clean the gutters. I cleaned the gutters. And then she's like, all right, go, go, go. The people are honking. I said, absolutely not. You said you were going to feed us. We want to eat. She's like, what? Yeah, I have to move the car. I said, I'm not moving the car because it's going to get stuck, which I told you before. Your gutters are clean. Now I need to fill my belly. People ended up backing down her street. But it was just like, she had me pinned. I tried everything. And she was like, and she boiled water and handed me pots of water to pour. Like, you can't get any worse. Like, we had some safety episodes recently, right? Hanging, if you know, like, she had a cement back porch where the most gutter she was concerned about. Hanging off of it with 1 foot, holding the railing with a boiling pot of water, trying to pour it above my head.
Yeah, and how many twigs and stuff did you find?
There was nothing. I wish we had camera phones at the time. So I said, Grandma, there's nothing up there. Check again. I said, Grandma, there's nothing up there. Well, all right, good.
Yeah.
Patty has a live question.
Oh, what is it?
She says, I get paper wasps under my deck every summer. How can I prevent them from nesting?
They're easy. Oh,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We'll get
What
the
I do
old
with the
school-
paper wasp in the fall, they got these little cones there. You just get on a ladder and just take like a putty knife and knock them down.
preventative spray, but I mean, you probably could do some type of exterior residual that would help stop them. But really, it's once you notice them, just treating them and knocking them down. Preventing them is tough. Like preventing them from starting.
I don't know. Is there like a varnish you could put on the wood or something?
I don't think so. That's
Well,
more.
they don't
that's more
chew into the wood. They
that's
just
more-
attach
right,
it,
those
yeah.
are carpenter bees and stuff.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that
yeah. So
nature.
that wouldn't.
Yeah, they're just attaching. So where we go for the bedbug dogs now in Gainesville, we stayed at a hotel, and me and Issa pull up to the hotel with the first dog, Synergy.
Where is
and
Gainesville, Georgia?
Florida.
Okay.
University of Florida is right
Close.
by
Okay.
the place, but the hotel easily had 200 to 300 paper wasps.
Are they related to the mud dauber wasps?
You're an associate certified entomologist, bro?
Yes, that's true. I passed the test.
Patty said she does that, but they keep coming back. You might be able to do some type of treatment. There's probably a bigger nest somewhere on your property, or there woods behind you, that you could have a main nest back there that is overcrowded. And then, like I was talking before about the alpha nest and whatnot, maybe they're moving to somewhere else. These are the ones that keep coming back. To prevent them, I don't think there's a real way to prevent them aside from maybe going and finding that main nest out in the woods somewhere. The question was that someone has ants and they're finding them in the kitchen by the dishwasher. I mean, hello. When you put stuff in the dishwasher, food drops off. There's moisture in the dishwasher. The heat and moisture, perfect, right, for the ants. So depending on where that dishwasher is and what type of home you have. If you have a dishwasher on a slab, if you don't know what a slab is, it's a first floor slab. So where your kitchen would be, right underneath it is concrete, and right underneath that concrete is dirt.
And all slabs crack.
Well, it doesn't matter because by the time a slab settles, there's cracks. I think it's 1/32nd of an inch space that an ant fits through. So and plus you have all these pipes drilled and whatnot, so they're getting in. But what could end up happening, that happens especially in houses like that, by the boiler rooms, and by anything that's generating heat and moisture, it allows ants and even termites and other pests, really, but ants and termites, to not really hibernate because the heat is generated so much right there on top of the soil. The soil stays at the perfect temperature for them year round, and they're able to flourish. So by the dishwasher could be this, could be it. It could be the fact that you have all the food from dishes going in. It could be water that drops on the floor, or you may need to unscrew the dishwasher and pull it out and see if there's anything going on behind it.
Also, how close is the dishwasher to your heating?
Well, the dishwasher's hot too if you use it daily, depending on how the family is.
It's not as hot as
it's not as
the
constant
boiler.
as the boiler,
Yeah.
correct.
And the hot water heater.
Well, because of the heat.
It penetrates the concrete, and they set up
set
like
up
a
shop
nursery.
there.
Yeah, set up a
Put
nursery
the
there.
queen there. She hangs out. She's nice and
Yeah,
toasty.
come on in, Jack. Hey,
Giving
how are
birth
you?
to 38,000 kids a
Yeah,
second.
no problem.
I don't know. That number's not legit.
Our daughters are all loose. They don't care. They got
Oh.
boyfriends too.
Yeah, Patty, 200 acres of woods. I think you're just going to have to continue with the... So this is
Think about a condo in New York.
So there's 200 acres of woods behind the house. That's probably where they keep coming from, and there's probably multiple nests in there. So, I will still ask about if there's something that we could put around the eaves of the house and under the decks and whatnot.
We're checking it out.
Thank you for listening. Have you left us a review yet? Why not? What's going on? What are you waiting for? Come on, Hammer.
What's up, everybody? Thanks again for listening. It's Joey Buns, Colin Confidential. Did you hear about the new HR series coming out? Our friends at Insperity join us to bring us up to speed on hiring, leadership, team engagement. It all starts next week right here on the podcast. Make sure you listen.